Today is Saturday, October 19th, and today I learned about a principle that I already knew, but I kind of just experienced it. Today was a Saturday, and I didn't really do anything. I had some homework to finish up, and that's kind of all I did today. I did some homework, hung out, didn't really do much, right? Cleaned my room. But today and recently, I have just been understanding the importance of time, but specifically the feeling of urgency with time. And this is a very common, time management productivity technique. And if you've watched those kinds of videos, and I'm sure you've heard of it before, it's called Parkinson's Law, which basically states that the work you have to do will always fill the time that you have allotted for it. So basically what that means is today I had a little bit of homework to finish up, and I was planning to wake up early until I get it done in the morning so I didn't have to worry about it, but that did not happen. And I ended up basically taking up the whole day, not the whole day, but the whole morning to afternoon, evening part. It basically took that much time because I wasn't focused, and I wasn't a lot of that time wasn't actually me working on it. In whole, it probably only took me an hour to do it, but really it took me 5 hours to do it because I didn't set a deadline for myself. So basically what Parkinson's Law states is that if you set, I have this whole day to do this one task, then it will take that whole day. But if you say, I have 2 hours to complete this task, then we'll take those 2 hours. Now, obviously, if I set a 20-minute timer to do my entire homework, it doesn't work that way, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. So yeah, recently I've just been understanding the importance of urgency when you're trying to focus, and it has been something that has really helped me focus and helped me, get what I need to get done. Having a sense of urgency with your homework. I've talked about this with my sister. When you have multiple days, when you have a school project and it's a couple months in the future, or a month or something, or a few weeks, and you're oh, I have time, but then you never actually end up working on it because you don't have that urgency. It's the same thing. Today I was I have all day to do this homework, so I can do it later. So basically I've just been seeing the importance of having timers and using the Pomodoro technique. I used to use the Pomodoro technique a lot more, and recently I've just not been using it, and I think I need to start using it again because there's a reason why I used it. It's really helpful. If you don't know what the Pomodoro technique is, it's basically just setting a timer for 20-25 minutes and working for that time, and then taking a 5-minute break. But you can adjust those intervals. So I like doing 45 minutes and then a 10-minute break or 15-minute break. But today, because I was just so unfocused, I did 25 and 5. And when I set a timer to a timer sets urgency and puts urgency in your brain. You're oh my goodness, I need to be working for 25 minutes because, yeah, it gives you urgency. So when I set that timer, it really helped me focus, and it really helped me not get distracted because I was I have this timer going, so I need to get this done. I need to be working on this while that timer is going. This is such a basic principle, and I already knew it, but I just don't apply it in my life. And maybe you already know this principle, but you just don't apply it. When you need something to do, set a timer. It doesn't have to be very long. Just set a short timer and then take a 5-minute break in between. Because it gives you a sense of urgency, and it gives you, when you see that timer going and it's in your peripheral vision, and you, know how much time you have left, you keep working on it until that timer is over, and then you can stop working on it for a bit because you spent that time, and you give yourself the freedom to take a break. So, yeah. Other than just, that's on the short term, when you need to focus on something on the short term. But for those long projects, set deadlines before the actual deadline. Because set, we all do this. We all plan out our project. We're all this week I'm going to do this week I'm going to do this. But then we never actually execute that. So set actual deadlines. Set a completion deadline before the actual completion deadline. So you have time to so you have buffer time, and also so that you have more urgency. And set actual deadlines for your process, for your system. Because yes, we all do this. We all are this week I'm going to do this week I'm going to do this, or whatever. But if you set actual deadlines and set rewards and consequences for whether you accomplish that deadline or not, that is just a really helpful tool, because it's engaging a part of our mind and a part of our focus that we don't get if we just hope that we work on it. Because if we hope that we work on it, we're not active, and it's passive. We're just waiting for the work to come to us and waiting for the focus to come to us. But when we set these deadlines and set these rewards and consequences, it forces us to be active with our focus, and it forces us to go get the focus and to go start the focus rather than waiting for the focus to come to us. It's a very basic principle of focus and time management. Just set timers and set deadlines. Add urgency to your work, because when you don't have urgency, when you feel like there's no urgency, or the urgency is far enough away, when you don't feel that urgency, it doesn't make you work on it. Because if something's not urgent to do, if you don't need to do it right now, then you're not going to want to do it right now. Your brain just works that way. If you don't need it right now, then you don't want it right now, and you'll want to do it later when you actually need to do it in that moment. So force the brain to think, I need to do this right now, with those timers and with those deadlines. So yeah, that is what I learned today. I'm going to try to add make sure every video has an action point, and make sure every video has some connection to Christianity or purpose of life stuff. So for today, how can we incorporate urgency within our purpose of life or relationship to God? The immediate thing that I think of is that we often put it on the back burner. We often, at least for people who have grown up in the church, we know what we need to know, but we kind of put it on the back burner, and we don't actually do what is needed to be done because it stresses us out, and it's something that is scary and uncomfortable. So we procrastinate it, right? We don't feel that sense of urgency. But whether you have grown up in the church and you do know these kinds of things, or whether you don't and you don't know what I'm talking about, I urge you to not put it on the back burner. Don't put that on the back burner. Just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean that it's unnecessary. It doesn't mean that you can just put it off, because uncomfortable things are hard, but hard things are good. You can't have a good life without a hard life. So don't put that kind of thing on the back burner. And I urge you to research that out. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then just research out, read your Bible, try to understand the gospel, and try to add that, incorporate that, and make it your life. And if you do know what I'm talking about, and you have grown up in that kind of environment, don't put it on the back burner, because that's something we all do, and because it's uncomfortable. But we should have urgency, because even though it's not as tangible as we think, the whole end of the world thing, literally it is, it should be front of mind, because this world is passing away, and we are not guaranteed tomorrow, right? All we have is the day in front of us. So make the most of your day and try to form that relationship with God, because you can't put it on the back burner. Because if you put it on the back burner now, then you're going to put it on the back burner tomorrow and the day after and the day after, and just never ending. You're never actually going to wake up and do what you need to do. So make that day today. Make that day today to wake up and actually try to put your trust in God and build that relationship. So that is my connection today about adding urgency to your life. Not only should you add urgency in the micro, in our daily tasks, add urgency so that you can actually focus and get it done, but add urgency within like your life, like your whole purpose. Make sure you know why you're here, and make sure you have a purpose for why you're here, and you can achieve that through building a relationship with God and through understanding that. So that is my Christianity connection point for today. So if you liked this video, then definitely hit the like button. If you want to see more videos just like this one, then subscribe, because I'm posting every single day daily insights talking about what I learned that day and how I'm trying to implement it into my life and how you guys can implement it into yours. So if you want to see those kinds of videos, then subscribe. I'm coming up on 100 videos of what I learned today, which is really exciting. Yeah, if you want to see a video where I talked about how to effectively use your breaks, because we have this 25-minute timer and then we have a 5-minute timer to take a break. So if you want to learn how to effectively use those breaks, then click right here, because that's what that is. Binge my channel and watch all the other What I Learned Today videos. And if you subscribe, then I will see you tomorrow. Bye.